1, I think it's recording now. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2, where we will be completing the Myers-Briggs 16 personalities test. Lianna, let's start.
Okay, give me a second. I'm going to share the screen. Cool. So I think we left off at this question last time, 50%, right? So you usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. I think I forgive because seeking revenge is kind of dumb and bad. It's useless, basically.
Really
So yeah.
depends. I would actually disagree with you.
Do you
Like,
have like
it
that little
really-
devil on your shoulder that says like revenge?
I have the devil on both
Lianna.
sides. Joking. No, the thing is like, okay, it really depends on the situation, like who you're dealing with, right? It's like some people, like the only way to make amends with them is to teach them that you will not tolerate being wronged. And that's like, you can only do that through revenge.
But that's
Like,
not
no
really
way.
revenge.
Is that not revenge?
You can negotiate.
Like you teach them what's wrong by like either telling, by like informing them, I guess, or like getting someone else to tell them to teach them a lesson. But like that's not really revenge. Like in my mind, in my brain, revenge is like basically getting back at them hard. Like that's revenge for me.
Like an eye for an
Let's
eye.
say,
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Like, sometimes it can be hard to forgive someone.
let's say
Yeah.
you're in a group project of 4 people doing a Minecraft CBT. No, okay, no, I'm joking. Or like a group with 4 people. 2 of them do no, they don't do work. They do negative work. And then you have to be with these same 4 people for the whole duration of the year. How are you going to deal with that? If discourse doesn't work, the only way you tell the teacher, you make them feel the wrath of not working.
Oh yeah, that counts as revenge too. Oh, that counts as revenge? Okay, then I'm gonna change it to here then. If like telling the teacher or like telling the parent counts as revenge, then yeah, okay.
Still mildly disagree.
Yeah. And you often make decisions on a whim. A whim. What is that again? Like suddenly? Like right away?
Yeah, without like much thought put into it. Do you make
Disagree?
decisions like that?
No, I don't think I do. Probably. Okay. I'm gonna put it here. Like slightly more on the disagree side.
I often put way too much thought into my decisions. Like it sometimes gets stressful deciding the smallest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like me a long time ago. Like I put too much thought into one thing. And then I'm just like, what can I do? But yeah. And next we see the time you spent by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spent with other people. Not really. This is like really related to like the question we did last week for the last episode, where it's like hanging out with yourself or hanging out with other people or something like that. Disagree. Slightly disagree. Unless I'm doing like quiet stuff like reading or something. If I'm in the mood of it. How about you guys?
Well, like there's some people that you really enjoy spending time with, right? And like the time will always be interesting. But like other times, like time with yourself is also really good. You can be like meditative, reflective.
I like
Yeah.
time by
It's
myself.
nice.
Watch 2 whole movies. Let's go.
And I swear, Santi, you're gonna have like decision-making problems again. Be like, there's 5 movies, you spend 5 hours searching for it, and then like you only spend like 2 hours watching it.
That's so true. I can see myself doing that already.
Oh, what do we have for the next one? We have you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning. I can't read today. Oh my gosh. Real meaning or the message of a song or a movie.
Super agree.
Well, that's something.
Really?
You know what was that? Shoot, Cinderella. That's the Disney movie Cinderella.
Mhm.
Yo, I spent a solid hour in my bathtub thinking about that movie and what it actually meant. In the end, I think I finally got a semi-satisfying answer.
I kind of disagree. Like I think about like the lyrics of the song that they use, like why they use like specific words or something, and maybe like the camera angle sometimes, not most of the time. But then I usually like when I watch it and afterwards I just like spend time being like, oh, that was a good movie. Cause like it was pretty interesting, you know? Yeah, that's what I basically do. How about you, Josh?
Hmm. You know, like Santi and I often go like when watching movies together, like pre-corona,
Before quarantine,
and
yes.
like after the movie, he'd always just like give a full like
I'm
detailed
being
review of the
exposed
movie.
right here.
Oh yeah, I
Or
heard
like
Like
that
you're just
Santi
walking,
talks during movies.
yeah, you're just
hey,
walking along, and he's like, "Hey, like what about this part?
it's
What did you think of that part?"
it's my attempt of interpreting. Okay, half of it, I feel like it's wrong.
Gosh, that's so annoying that like you keep on talking to someone during a movie while they're trying to spend like time actually enjoying it. It's just like, psst, you know, that don't ever do that, Santing.
But that's the point of going to movies with friends, right? To see their reaction and then make them feel a certain no.
Afterwards, take my word for it. When you get a girlfriend later on, don't talk during a movie.
Um,
And you
That,
okay,
that's a big
fitter
that's a
next.
big
chatter,
when.
fitter chatter.
That's a big when.
Okay. So next we see you always know exactly what you want. Yes.
Disagree to the half max.
If it's like something I want a lot, then I'll like get it, you know? And you really think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Disagree to
Disagree.
the max. Wait, yeah. Because I think a lot about what I do, like my choices and everything. So, yeah. And when in a public space, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. It depends, you know, it depends. So I would say I'm neutral.
Usually I would be middle agree.
Mm,
I like the quiet
yeah.
places.
The quiet place.
Mhm.
It depends like on my mood. I feel like I'm either on this side of the spectrum or I'm on the other side of the spectrum. So like sometimes I really like spending time in front of crowds, like with crowds, but not a lot, like only, you know, people I know. And then sometimes I'm like, I want to spend some self-reflecting time, you know?
I
Yeah.
just want to sleep.
Sleep, yes, and eat food.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
The life we dream of. And you tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities.
Mildly disagree.
That's like,
Well, I would disagree.
I'm like debating between these three. Like slightly agree, slightly disagree, neutral.
Like for me, I'm so not grounded to like reality. Like my thoughts just like I think way too far ahead.
Yeah,
And that like
that's true.
contributes to my stress.
Sometimes that's like, yeah, that's how my stress level gains up. Like sometimes, like, present realities. Let's take tests for an example, right? The reality is I might get a good mark. Wait, no. Let's say I don't
Yeah,
get a
that's the
good mark.
future.
The reality is I don't get a good mark. But then for my future possibilities, I think I'm going to get a good mark. Does that make sense? So it's like putting more stress on myself.
Mm.
I don't know. Like,
Or it's like, oh, you do bad on this one test, and the future possibility it's like you worry about your future tests, and if you're like, oh, I'm gonna do bad in the future test too. You start worrying.
oh no, I don't do that. Oh, okay. Then I'm like slightly disagree then. Like, yeah. And then probably slightly disagree. And you often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Not really. I feel
Slightly.
like. Oh wait. Oh my god. Oh, I can't read this question properly. So that's like disagree, right? Like if I can understand them, then that would be disagree.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so smart, guys. I'm so smart.
Genius.
I know. IQ, what is it called? IQ 200? Is that even possible?
Like
IQ
like way
300?
way above room temperature.
Yeah, way above room temperature. What is the room temperature?
In what Kelvin, Celsius, Fahrenheit?
Kelvins.
Oh,
Oh.
plus 273.
Oh, the next question is pretty interesting. Like when starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions upfront as possible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I think it's good to make decisions up front.
Yeah. I'm like not max agree, just slightly a bit off because I feel like sometimes if I'm too upfront, people think I'm too bossy or something. So they'll start to hate me that way. So I try to bring up as like a decent amount as possible and then, yeah, get the ideas going first. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they will become disappointed in you. Oh my gosh,
Agree.
this is
Oh, this one hits hard,
This one,
doesn't it?
yeah, agree.
yeah. This is just like you get something good, like an award or something, or you do something that you're happy with, someone else is also happy with, and then suddenly you're just like, what if I don't get that thing next time? Like I don't know, a math award or whatever. Like you get it this time, this year, or whatever, and the next year, like, oh, if I don't get it, am I gonna be like a disappointment?
Just high
Yeah.
expectations, eh?
Yeah. It also keeps you like moving forward to like get the best out of yourself, I feel.
It also adds stress and anxiety.
Yeah, that's true too. It's like bad. And next we see you feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. No, thank you.
Disagree.
No, thank
Oh,
you.
I can't start conversations at all.
Okay, to be honest, it also depends if it's like networking things, right? If it's like networking, then like, yeah, if I find them a bit interesting, this networking thing, then yeah. But if it's just like normal on the streets, whatever, I find their clothes interesting. No, it would just be weird. I feel like I'm kind of introverted that way. That doesn't even make sense. Because last time, wait, Josh, remind me of introverted people, like
Oh,
introversion again.
so introversion versus extroversion, like it's about where you get your energy. So if you get it from like other people or by yourself.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah, that. Okay,
Get
then.
my energy from food. ATP.
And you often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios.
Indeed.
I do.
Daydream? Kind of. You, Josh?
Yeah, I'm just like always daydreaming
Yeah, agree.
because
No,
because reality is way too disappointing.
that's true.
So true.
The worst thing is when you start daydreaming when you start reading. Like that's for me. I start reading like a textbook. Like I have to read the same page 8 times
Well,
before I finish the first paragraph. Because after the
Oh.
first two sentences, I'm just like, supply and demand.
like reading novels, right? That's basically just staring at some like dead trees and just hallucinating with the reason.
Hallucinating.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
reading novels and textbooks, reading this same sentence for like 10 minutes. That's me in French.
Well,
And
in
you
French, it's
look,
just I don't understand.
oh yeah,
Oh,
French. And you look after yourself. Wait, yeah, you look after yourself first and others come in second. It depends on
agree.
the person. It depends on the person. So I'm
It really
neutral.
does.
I would agree. The thing is like oftentimes when you try to help yourself or look after yourself, you also have to look after others, right? It's like you
Mhm.
two will succeed together. If you're in a group and then like you decide that you're going to what's it called, make the group chat project great, you have to
Mhm.
collaborate. It's going to
Mhm.
That's
help you and others,
true.
right? So it's not mutually exclusive.
So like
in my opinion.
like in those
Mhm.
cases, while you're looking after yourself, you also
You're
like
looking after others.
consequently look after others.
Hmm.
But like, what if
Mhm.
it's with someone? What if you're with your mutual enemy? Like, what's the word? Like, what? Yeah, your enemy or
Enemy.
someone. Then like, oh, this relates to
Well,
the revenge question.
Well, obviously, I will look after my.
Yeah, I
I
think I'm
mean, if
just
you're
like in the
looking after your
middle.
enemy too,
Mhm.
then I would feel like you forgave them if you can look
Yeah.
after your enemy.
Depends to like what extent, like how much of an enemy are they to you? You know, there's like 100 out of 10. That doesn't even make sense math wise, but that's how extreme it is. And there's like 10 out of 10 and like 5 out of like one half. Like,
Like
you
sometimes your
know,
worst enemy is yourself. You know, that's why it's called enemy.
that's true.
Oh, I just had a woke moment right there.
Josh's quote for 2020. Say that again, Josh. Your
Oh,
worst enemy is yourself.
enemy. Haha. You know what? Let's move on.
Okay. And next we see, even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment.
Disagree.
Disagreed. And your mood can change very quickly. Yeah. Depends
Yeah.
depending on the situation.
Really?
I might be like really happy right now, and then suddenly, I don't know, someone starts knocking on my door, then I'll be like mad. Yeah.
Anger.
And you often contemplate the
Oh,
reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
semi-agree.
Sometimes.
Middle
That's
agree
like
to
Yeah.
strong agree.
that's like all I do.
I'm like
What does
slightly
it mean
agree.
to be?
Yeah, like why am I here? Like what is my, job other than to like do good for myself? Like what's like do I have any other roles, Yeah.
Hmm.
And you often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Yeah. I think all of you guys should know. And
Slightly
for the
disagree.
people who don't know me, well, now you know. I talk about my feelings and emotions a lot. Quite often, I think. Oh, Son, did you say like you don't agree with that?
Yes,
Why?
I slightly disagree. Have you ever heard me talk about my feelings and emotions?
Well,
Yes.
Something, how are you feeling?
Once.
Once in the whole 2 weeks now.
It's a bro checkpoint.
It's
How are you feeling, Something?
They
it's been more
always
than
ask
2 weeks, Santing. It's been more than 2 weeks.
they ask you who you are, but never how you are.
And you have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years in the future. Yes, sadly, yes, I do.
Oh, you have
But
it
then
planned
I feel
out?
like I'm gonna disappoint myself. And yeah, pardon?
You have it planned out?
I have it
Like
planned out.
the
Yeah.
future? Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I have like no clue what I'm gonna do in the future.
I have a plan, but it's
I,
unrealistic. Like there are
Yeah.
4 checkpoints that I don't think I'm gonna pass.
Always be positive, right? Don't be an what's the word? What's the word? Pessimist?
Yes, don't be a pessimist. I'm trying to
Yeah,
be a realist though.
that's true. Reality doesn't care about
it's
your
often
feelings.
disappointing.
Yeah, it's
It can
often
be whatever I
disappointing.
want it to be.
And next, you rarely dwell on your regrets.
Oh,
Oh,
disagree.
the regrets
I
haunt me.
kinda disagree. Wait, no, I actually agree. I
Super
I do
disagree.
dwell on my regrets. I like slightly agree. Yeah. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Disagree. People, that's where I get my energy from, I like talking to people.
The extroverts.
Well, you kind of answered the first one already. Like we know where
Yeah.
you're gonna be now. Kind of obvious.
It's true. And you see yourself as a more than a visionary.
Agree. Super agree.
I'm like here. I'm debating between these two. It depends on like what.
I'm way too much of a visionary.
Really?
I
You're
think
a
that's
visionary?
it's becoming a problem.
What?
Like I am not grounded to reality.
Interesting.
Santi, you sound so like surprised. But like, wait, for me, like if it's like little issues, like little not really important issues, then I feel like I'm visionary. But then if it's like something that will impact my future or something, then I'm a realist. You know?
I try to approach everything from a realist point of view, right? Like, what's the point in hoping for something that is
But then like
very unlikely to happen?
let's say food, right? Like bubble tea. Pretend I want to get bubble tea right now. I
Mm-hmm.
can still get it, but then am I lazy? Yes, I am. So am I gonna get it? Maybe. Like, wait, that's like realist. Oh wait, what?
Lazy or are you just
Oh.
broke?
Oh, yes, that too. I'm broke. Yes. I'm putting myself in the middle. And you find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through
Oh,
something you never have.
disagree. I
That's
try
like,
to, but I can't.
Oh, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, honestly, I can't.
I feel like slightly disagree. Like, yeah. At least I know what the emotion feels like because yeah, I will know the emotion that they're feel like. Well, if they're saying I feel really sad, mad, irritated, annoyed about something, I use like so many synonyms, but like whatever. Like if they say that, then I kind of know how they're feeling on the inside because I've experienced most of these emotions, I guess. So like it's gonna be easy for me to know the emotion, but it will be hard for me to understand the situation.
Well, just like one emotion, sad. They're like 50 shades of sad. Like there are so many different sads, right? Like the sad of getting a test back and getting like a really low mark is a different sad from like your teacher calling you out for not doing homework, which is a different sad
It's
from
true.
your violin teacher being mad at you,
And it's
right?
also a
That's
different kind
truly
of sad than
true.
like when you find your microwave lasagna is ice cold in the middle. That
That,
is
that
And when you're a
pure
steak,
sadness.
when you're a
it's like
steak on
edging
the inside, it's
disappointment.
like raw. Oh
You like it well done?
You
That's kind of
no, no,
what?
concerning.
not well
You don't
done. Like I'm
like it?
saying, like blue raw, like literally raw.
Oh,
Like like raw. It's not even medium rare, just raw in the middle.
just disappointing.
Yeah. And your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized and consistent efforts.
Disagree, actually.
I'm like, there's no in between for me on this one. It's like either this one, slightly disagree, or slightly agreed.
Oh, mine is just burst of energy.
Really?
Yeah, like well, during the day I'm like, I got to be productive today. 5 hours, done nothing, and like when 1 a.m. hits, I just like finish that essay.
You are speed.
I don't know how
Okay,
it
so
works.
I'm like kind of disagree. Yeah, I'm kind of disagreed. Like, I don't know if I'm studying for a test and I feel a sudden urge to play, I won't do that because I know there's a test tomorrow. So I'll just like, follow my organized list or like, yeah, I'll try to be organized and consistent in that case. Oh, almost done. 90%. We're so fast. Wow. Okay. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Sadly, yes.
Disagree.
I know you're like the most logical person I know. Like we're one of the most logical and like brain people I know. You don't have any emotions. Okay, you do, but then like
That
not a
is
lot.
not true.
You're
She
I
just
call
called
like
you
caps on that.
she called you an unemotional brain person. And
An
how are you feeling?
very specific. I really like her choice of words.
not in a bad way, Not in a bad way. It's like
I call caps on that.
and a smooth transition to the next question. After a long, that wasn't even smooth. Anyways, after a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Oh, it depends on the party.
I just
It
full on
depends.
disagree.
Yeah.
I'm
If-
like
if, like-
slightly agreed.
Like I feel like a party would be the cause of your exhaustion.
Really?
At least like personally.
If it's like a
I'd rather
gathering
Where
of
I
just-
two,
get all
three
my
friends.
energy from.
I'd rather
Okay, it
just,
also
like, go to
depends on
bed.
the amount of people. Yeah?
Yeah.
I said I'd rather go to bed.
Oh. I would like, yeah, party is fine. It also depends on the people. Like, if there's more than 10 people, I wouldn't really like that. Like, I don't know. I just like a close friend group, you know, like around 6, 7, 8 people. More than 10 or more than like 12 or something. You know, yeah.
Now imagine having that many close friends.
Oh, that's another
Imagine-
thing.
Imagine having that many friends.
Imagine having
knowing that
friends
many
at
people.
all.
That's sad. The sad, harsh truth.
Yeah. And you frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement would change everyday life. Yeah. Robots
Yeah.
in the future,
Slate agree. Slate to my
flying
agree.
cars.
Or just imagine
So-
how like power efficient the newer like chips will be.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of
Like,
chips do you
the
eat?
process
Oh,
like processing chips.
the first thing I thought was potato chips. How efficient a potato chip can get.
Of course, food. Everything reminds you of food, Sante.
Yes. 30
I
Efficiency
told-
depends on how
yeah.
fast you eat.
Yeah.
50 dumplings.
In your case, it's very fast.
50 dumplings in like 5 minutes.
Just watch
Faster
it.
than you can pick a movie.
That's the sad, harsh reality again.
And next, we see you often. I mean, I can't read today. You always
Take your
consider.
time.
Thank you. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it depends on the people. It depends on the person.
Really?
Yeah. If it's someone that like your worst enemy. But then,
would you
okay,
still
mainly,
think that will
normally,
affect them?
Mhm.
normally it will just no, but then like if they did something bad and if I like tell an adult or something, would I think about the result of them getting in trouble if they've done something really bad?
Well, yes. Like, what kind of person are they? Like, even if they're like, there are 50 shades of enemies, right? Like, they could still have like leverage over you. Let's say they're the quote unquote unofficial, official teacher assigned group leader.
Oh
And
no,
then you
no,
tell
no.
on
I'm
them.
talking about like you're like you know that person and you have like a type of disagreement or something like that.
Yeah, but
like-
then there are
Like-
50 types of different disagreements again.
I feel like it's just generally good to be careful about your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
To
like,
think about like its effects, or you might end up like destroying something.
Yeah. That's why I put agree to like, yeah, I'm a
Nice.
good person, guys. And next, you still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart.
agree, super agree. Agree to
I would
this.
super agree.
Yeah.
Honor the commitments you have. Like, what does it mean by that? Like,
For
Say,
example,
I
like you
promise
promised
you.
yourself,
Yeah. Well, not
Or you
even
promise
yourself,
someone-
someone else.
like you promise someone that that you're gonna do something, and like maybe later on you're like, nah, I don't feel like doing it.
oh no.
But like, will you stick to it?
Yeah.
Will you fulfill your promise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a reliability issue, right? Like,
Mhm.
if someone sees you as an unfaltering pillar of truth or like a pillar of promises, then they won't worry about making deals with
Yeah. Then you'll just be like a untrustworthy person.
you. Indeed.
And the last question, last but not least, okay, this is the last question. The second last question. You really feel insecure. I feel insecure like after this incident, I feel so insecure. Like ever since that, I'm like insecure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
What is your gender?
Now I got one
Helicopter.
question
Gender.
and one question
Helicopter.
only. What gender are you, Lianna?
Helicopter.
Female. Helicopter
Alright.
parent. Helicopter. See results. Okay. Let's see. What am I gonna get? A protagonist.
Protagonist.
Huh. We were one
Oh.
letter away, Josh.
ENFJT.
Josh,
Okay.
what was our initial prediction? ESFJ?
I think so.
We were one letter off. Close enough.
Kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Protagonist.
Let's read a bit.
Let's read like a tiny bit, okay? Introduction. Protagonists are natural born leaders full of passion and charisma. Forming around 2% of the population, they are oftentimes our politicians, our coaches, and our teachers.
Hey, Lianna, didn't you say you wanted to be a teacher when you grew up?
Yes, I did. You see, this is like just laid out for me. You see? Right there, evidence.
Did you see when you highlighted teacher, you highlighted the word ache?
Let's do this again. Our teachers. Reaching
I feel
out
like
and
this is pretty accurate.
inspiring others. Yeah. Okay, it's like, yeah, pretty accurate, you know? Yeah. Let's see those famous people who got that same result.
Barack Obama. Ooh.
Oh, Oprah Winfrey. I don't know this person. I'm
John
sorry.
Cusack, Ben Affleck,
Yes.
pretty famous people.
Wow. Jennifer
Connery.
Lawrence.
Sean
Jennifer
Connery.
Lawrence.
Maya Angelou. That's so cool. I feel cool now. I'm happy.
Wait, actually, Josh, before we move on, I want to ask, what's your personality type?
All right. So mine is an interesting one. So I got INTJ. So architect, right?
Mhm.
But then I am like 1 or like 2% away from like an INFJ.
So you're the best of both worlds, eh?
Yeah.
Is
Like,
that you,
'cause I
Sasha,
got-
as well?
No,
I got like
I got
51% and like 49.
I'm actually like 75% architect. Like all of them, they're near 75. I think I'll try to have it up on the screen if that's possible with our editing magical powers. The architect.
Do you want me to share the screen? Do you want to share the screen?
I think I actually have the results. I'll have the results on the screen too for a few 10 seconds.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
10 seconds is up, or my counting, my version of 10 seconds. Huh.
Cool then. I think that's all for today, right?
I think so. I think the table has talked too much today. We will be back next week with 2 new friends of ours. But until then, we will say goodbye.
Bye, guys.